This is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Richard Delisle Arthur was today released on a $150,000 bail on medical grounds. Prior to being remanded to H&P Dodds last Wednesday, Arthur was on $50,000 bail. Apart from the amount increasing on the new bail terms, Arthur's passport will remain with the High Court, and he has been ordered to report to the District E police station every Monday, Wednesday and Friday before 10 a.m. The 57-year-old marksman from Maynard St. Peter returns before Justice Randall Worrell on July 19, when a pre-sentencing report will be presented in the No. 2 Supreme Court. Arthur had been remanded to prison after a 9-member jury found him guilty of having 102 rounds of ammunition in his possession on January 31, 2012, without a valid license to do so. Some CIBC FirstCaribbean International Bank customers have been reporting an apparent scam where they receive either a phone call or an email requesting their banking information. Individuals have been sharing several accounts on social media, with one woman saying she was asked to give her credit card number to a caller, but when she refused, the caller hung up. She said when she contacted the bank, she was told by a representative they were aware of the scam. In a fraud advisory on its website, the bank warns clients against giving out banking information, saying it would never telephone or send email or text messages requesting them to update or provide personal and account information, including user ID, password, or account numbers. Barbados will not engage in investments at any cost, so says Tourism Minister Kerry Simmons today while speaking in Parliament on the vesting of land to the Barbados Tourism Investment Inc. Simmons told lawmakers there's tremendous interest in Barbados, and while the government will be granting some concessions, it will only be doing so to ensure maximum benefits for the country. He made it clear that Barbados will not be drawn into mass tourism.
There's nothing perhaps more dangerous than having the mass-based product superimposed or placed on top of, let me not use the language that the ordinary man can understand. Take a multi-million-dollar property, $500 million US of investment. Build it, yard walls put up, Mercedes-Benz rolling in through the gate, Cadillacs rolling in through the gate and rolling back out, Rolls-Royce rolling in through the gate and rolling back out. But right next door, Mr. Speaker, sir, people using across the road, 2 miles down the road, people are still using a pit toilet. Across the road, people still living in a board house that want fixing. Across the road, people are still unemployed, and you put guards to the front of the hotel gate so that you don't allow them close proximity to the people who are unemployed on the outside. I have seen it firsthand in Panama, sir. I've seen it firsthand, sir, in Jamaica. I have seen it firsthand, Mr. Speaker, sir, in Mexico. I've seen it in the Dominican Republic firsthand. And I've seen, sir, the type of social discohesion that takes place.
He stressed that developers should contribute to the island's social development.
It is my judgment, sir, that the developer and developers must feel that they have an opportunity to make an investment in this country, knowing that by their commitment to helping uplift Barbados by way of the social or the planning gains, whatever form those planning gains may take. In the city of Bridgetown, for example, sir, the honourable member for the city may feel that the planning gains should be to help make sure that we completely eradicate all pit toilets from the city of Bridgetown. You may feel that the planning gains should be more focused on recreation and so on, and facilities for sports. That is a judgment that will be made at the appropriate time. But the fact of the matter is, Mr. Speaker, sir, that what we must do is to find a way to tie the developer, a percentage of the investment, to the uplift of the social and economic fabric of this country.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Peter, Labour Minister Colin Jordan, says his constituents are anxiously awaiting word on the way forward for the beaches project led by Sandals Resort at the Old Almond property. The US $400 million project is in limbo as government and Sandals remain at odds on the issue of concessions.
Many of my constituents in St. Peter want that development to take place. And they want it to take place because they recognize that the economic activity will generate jobs and other kinds of benefits for the residents and the other stakeholders in St. Peter. But we say to them, like we say to the investors in Carlisle Bay and the investors in Hyatt, it will not be at any cost. We will seek investment. We will encourage investment. We will facilitate investment. But at the end of the day, the country as a whole must be the beneficiary.
During today's debate, opposition leader Bishop Joseph Atherley said he is prepared to support investment in the country's interest. He, however, challenged the Barbados Labour Party to provide full disclosure on the proposed Hyatt development to the public.
If you are going to deal with a particular developer in a massive and major development project on the city side, the St. Michael South, the St. Michael West side of Barbados, wherever it is, tell the people of Barbados clearly why this developer and what you are about. That is all that has been said. That is all that has been said.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news now, Jamaica is in mourning today following the passing of its fifth Prime Minister. Edward Seaga, who turned 89 today, died in Miami, Florida, where he was receiving medical treatment. Seaga served as Prime Minister from 1980 to 1989. He was the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party from 1974 to 2005, when he retired from active politics. Since his retirement, he has been an honorary distinguished fellow at the professorial level at the University of the West Indies and also served as Chancellor of the University of Technology, Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has expressed condolences to the family of the former Prime Minister. Holness, in a post on Instagram, says Seaga leaves behind a rich legacy of loyal service to the Jamaican people. He added that the nation has lost a leader with true human values and praised Seaga's stellar contribution to national development. The international front now. The U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday sent a mixed message on abortion, refusing to consider reinstating Indiana's ban on abortions performed because of fetal disability or the sex or race of the fetus. It, however, upheld the state's requirement that fetal remains be buried or cremated after the procedure is done. More in this report from Reuters Television.
The court's decision today was somewhat of a compromise. On the one hand, the court upheld an Indiana law that requires fetal remains to be buried or cremated, a law that abortion clinics say imposes new burdens on them. But on the other hand, the court turned away the state's separate appeal that was seeking to reinstate a provision that bars abortions on the basis of disability, gender, or race. And so on that part of the decision, the court was saying, we're not weighing in on abortion right now. Instead, the court said that because only one appeals court has ruled on that matter, that they would hold off on getting involved in that issue right now.
A slew of new abortion restrictions from Republican-dominated states are set to land before the Supreme Court.
Those senators in Alabama and all over the country have waged a war by placing bans on what is legal and safe.
A growing number of states have passed so-called heartbeat bills that would ban abortion after only 6 weeks of pregnancy. Alabama passed a bill outlawing abortion in nearly every case, punishing doctors that perform the procedure with up to 100 years in prison.
And that's news. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bv. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.